High-performance computing, the domain of scientific, academic, and similar environments? Not anymore. Today, businesses of all sizes and across all industries are looking for a powerful, scalable computing environment that can handle rigorous workloads like real-time data analysis and sophisticated modeling and simulation. Hi, I'm Jim Malone, Executive Editorial Director for IDG Enterprise, and I recently caught up with Ed Turkel, Manager of Worldwide HPC Marketing for HP. Ed got us up to date on adoption and trends, and he talked about how HPC is becoming mainstream.
High-performance computing, first of all, I should tell you, is a lot of fun to work in as a market. It's very dynamic, very different from the commercial side of the business. HPC is growing at a very strong rate. We like to point out that using IDC's own numbers is growing at double the rate of the rest of the server business. So growing rapidly and being driven by the demands for innovation, again, whether in government agencies, in academic research, in industry creating new products, they're all pushing for HPC, and it makes for a lot of fun to be as a market to work in.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Now, that demand, obviously driven by the benefits, some of which are pretty obvious, bigger and faster, to put it, incredibly simply. But there have been challenges besides cost to HPC. What are some of those barriers that you've seen?
Well, absolutely. The key thing with HPC is we like to joke that the middle name is performance. And so the thing that we always find is true with the HPC community is they're always looking for more performance. That more performance translates into more innovation, bigger problems that they can deal with, more complex problems, and so on. And as a result, they're always bumping into the barriers, the technological barriers to how do we get more performance. And we're seeing whole new groups of customers who are being enabled because the technology has changed so much. It's simply more affordable.
Ed, I want to get in a minute to some specifics about those benefits, what's driving these customers to look at HPC as a real option. But first, let's start with HP. What does HP bring to the table with high-performance computing?
Well, first this is simply a market. The technical computing market is one that HP has been in since the very early days of the company. So it's a natural evolution of things that we've been doing. And we focus on really all of HP. As a very, very large technology company, we have a whole variety of IT products that we bring together in what we refer to as our converged infrastructure. The notion of servers, storage, networking, software, power, and cooling, all brought together, and we take all of that and we assemble it together into what we call solutions that are purpose-built for scale, purpose-built for HPC. Taking industry standard technologies, adapting them for high performance computing, and then delivering that as a complete solution very closely tailored to the unique requirements of our customers.
Well, Ed, it sounds like there's almost a case to be made that this once specialized computing environment is now becoming mainstream. So I want to maybe get you to talk a little bit about a couple of use cases that kind of illustrate this point.
Sure, and it absolutely has become mainstream. So in addition to those very high-end applications that certainly are still there, so government agencies and big academic supercomputing centers are certainly still investing in this. We also see HPC broadening out significantly and very much becoming more mainstream. So certainly financial services wouldn't exist in the way it does now without using high-performance computing for risk analysis and real-time trading and so on. Going all the way to things even going further afield as the movie industry. If we look at life sciences and medical care and so on, the new treatments for next generation medicine, if you will, came out of a lot of the work that was done to sequence the human genome. That was done on computers that we provided about 10 years ago or so, and it's created a whole generation, a whole wave of new medical technology. It'll touch everything we do.
Ed, what's the message there about investing in something like this in a down economy?
That's a great question. One of my customers gave me the great example of this and basically said in a period of downturn, it creates opportunity because while everybody is trying to figure out how they're going to get out of this horrible situation that they're in, the ones who are going to be the winners are the ones who, during that time, when everything else is slowed down and you're trying to figure out what to do next, if that's when you develop the next new product, that's when you come out with a new thing that's going to allow you to compete more effectively. When the economy starts turning up, you're going to be the one at the front of the line.
Okay, Ed, just some final words then for the IT leader who might be listening to this and thinking, you know, how can I put high-performance computing to work at my organization to get to that next level? What would be some final words, and where can they start?
To look for where the opportunities for HPC are, we like to talk about walking down the hall. Go down to the R&D department. Ask the VP of R&D, what are the problems that are preventing you from innovating, that are creating the next new product? My favorite engineering company is a company that makes golf clubs and is using HPC to design a better golf club. Probably something they wouldn't have thought of doing a few years ago, but they're using very complex simulation now to do that. Look at what your competitors are doing. And finally, just look around the marketplace. It's simply so much easier to do than it was before, that the inhibitors that you may have felt to prevent you from doing it in the past, they're gone. You can do it now.
Excellent. Ed Turkel with HP, thanks so much for being with us. Thanks for your insights and expertise.
Thanks. Pleasure to be here.